Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Open! Chicago with the lead! Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks free to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this hump day edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, well, listen, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Do us a favor. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning. Go to that page as well. Like that page as well. And now you're following Shawn and Maya as well as Sports Zone Chicago. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, excellent. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real. Listen, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, and then click the little bell. That's the little notification. That's the notification button. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. You get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching us on our mobile app, come on, man. You got to know we have a mobile app. You can't be, okay, we do have some new people. I'm sure we do. All right, so here's what you do. We have a mobile app. So wherever you get your apps from, I don't care, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven's there, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Woolworth, wherever you get them from. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it. You take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew. And I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you didn't know, you better ask somebody. Come on, man. Sports Zone Chicago. We have our own Roku channel. Download the Sports Zone Chicago tile. Download the Sports Zone Chicago tile, just like you see right there on the screen. Smack dab in the middle of Netflix, of Hulu, of Prime, of Disney Plus, of HBO Max, or it's called Max now. Paramount Plus, Stars, Showtime. Actually, you can get Stars and Showtime on Paramount Plus. But that's neither here nor there. Download it. That's to borrow my favorite phrase from our smoke fella, Kevin Lauder. That's neither here nor there. Big shout out to Kevin Lauder and the smoke fellas who were kicking it this weekend on Sunday. Woo, they had a crazy party out in the South Burbs. But anyway, download it. I'm telling you, it's dope. It is great to watch us on the big screen. So do us a favor. We greatly appreciate it. Now, you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me, personally online, you want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Well, here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, the Snapper, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Kai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IGer and you do it just for the gram, Just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. Listen, we have a phenomenal show, but we need you to get interactive with us today. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that particular app. It'll come up on the screen, or it'll come up in the thread. We'll put it on the screen. We'll put it into the show. And you know what? That is why this is the best Chicago sports talk morning show around. Is you. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks. Baby, bring it. Don't sing it. Bring it, just like The Rock said. Like Deion said, I ain't hard to find. Like Deion said, we're not coming. We're here. Let's see who we have in the chat line already. It's jumping in the morning. That's what man. Thank you so much. Cornelius Squalls, what up? That's what I'm talking about, baby. Cornelius Squalls in the Mickey Ficky house. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. What's up, Junior? Thanks for tuning in, Papa. I appreciate it. Lavette Lee, she's in the Mickey Ficky house. Good morning, Ma. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Oh, my girl, Monica. Monica, how are you, Ma? Thank you for joining in. That means if Junior's watching and Monica's watching, that just means one thing, or two things. One, Patty will be coming in rather quickly. But that means that Jeremiah is watching with Pop as well. The Jeremiah, good morning, mijo. Love you, little man. And just also want to say a shout out to his first cousin, to Armando Emeterio Lara the fourth. He's not watching because he's at school. That's dope. That is dope. Michelle Walls in the Mickey Ficky house. What be Cheesehead Week? You're damn right. Those damn cheeseheads. Listen, I don't know a lot about a lot. Yes, it's clobbering time on those Packers, Cornelius. You're damn right. I don't know a lot about a lot, but I will tell you this. More of the usual suspects will be chiming in as the show goes on. That I can guarantee you. As the show goes on, we're going to have more and more and more of our peoples. All right? Listen, we have a phenomenal show. We got baseball talk. All right, that's coming up at 9:30. The Cubs are for real. The Cubs are for real. Okay? The Cubs are for real. And they are making it really fun on the north side for Cub fans. And we got to talk about it. We have to address it, unfortunately. The White Sox, on the other hand, they continue to embarrass the fan base. Thank you, Tim Anderson, for that lovely error to start the bottom of the ninth when you just refuse to set your feet and throw. And this is what we're talking about. Stuff like that is exactly what we're talking about. You had plenty of time, but you wanted to be fancy. You know, there's a certain mentality. There's a killer mentality, and that it's difficult for me to watch other players who play at a high level and who don't have that mentality. Okay, it's frustrating for me, and maybe I'm just being a jagbag, and it's very possible. Okay, but playing at a high level myself and coaching for so long, you know, there's certain I can't fathom people not understanding the gravity of a situation. You're in the bottom of the ninth. You're in a one-run game. Okay? Because you couldn't hold on to the ball on the pickoff play. Bad throw by the picker. It was high, but you couldn't hold on to it anyway, so the ball got away. Guys moved up to second and third. So I needed a catch from you on that, and then I needed a good throw from you. Your failure to understand the gravity of that situation bothered me, which is why I said before they should have shut you down the rest of the year. They should have shut you down the rest of the year. Okay, and then whatever they plan to do with you afterwards, they do with you afterwards. Whether they trade you, if they keep you, okay. But not a happy camper with the Southsiders. They continue to embarrass themselves. And you're on Moncada. Oh, now you're starting to hit the ball? Now you're starting to go opposite field, regardless of which side of the plate you're batting on. Now you're starting to drive the ball and hit it out of the ballpark. Where the hell has this been? Where the hell has this been for the last 2 years? Hell, 3 years. It was 2020 when you had, wasn't it 2020 when you had a third highest batting average in baseball? Okay. I am not backing off my stand that Yoan Moncada is one of the most talented players in Major League Baseball. Hell, you don't become the number one prospect in the major leagues without being talented. So I'm going to hold off on that because you're going to get me fired up already, and I want to ease into it on this Wednesday. I haven't seen you since Friday, so it's been a minute. So we have baseball talk at 9:30. At 10 o'clock, Bears talk. See, it's winding down, baby. I'm fired up. I'm excited. I'll be in the building. I'll be in the press box. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to watching this team shut a lot of people up. And I'm going to talk about it. All right? People are so full of PTSD. People who – it's so much easier to be a negative Nancy. Okay? Because that's what is popular. That's what resonates with people if you're bitching and moaning. But you know what? It's just as easy to be positive as it is to be negative. And I'll talk to you about, I'm listening to the radio again this morning, and it just bothers me. It bugs me why everybody's talking about, well, the Bears are going to win 4 or 5 games, maybe 6. You can't expect this type of jump. Blah, 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 blah. And this is exactly why I tell you, be careful who you consume your information from. Be careful. Okay? Because they're looking at it as a fan. And yes, they may have covered the team, they may, whatever. But their takes and their predictions are based off of that of a fan. And they don't, for whatever reason, they don't see, maybe they just don't have the experience, but they don't see what's being built here. They don't see it. It's just easier to go with the flow, go with the masses. Oh, well, they're going to have 6 wins. Anymore, I'll be great. I'll be happy. No. Oh, you're right, Junior. Gloom and doom sells. Anything bad sells. Hell, why do you think the number one mantra for the news on the evening? If it bleeds, it leads. But I'm going to tell you why. But I think it needs to be reiterated on why this Chicago Bears season is going to be special. Now, it's not just. Let me hold on. It's going to be special for a few reasons. Okay, there's a lot of things that are going right here, and to ignore those facts, to ignore the things that you see, because you want to have a bad a take, you want to get people to click on your clickbait, whatever, is wrong. It's wrong. So I'm going to tell you, I'll give you my take on this and why. And people say, oh, you're always positive, you're always positive. Well, it's things that I see. It's things that I see, stuff that you may not be able to see, I have a trained eye. Due to my fortunate situation of playing football for so long, coaching for so long, there's certain things that people like us can see that many people can't, or don't notice, or don't want to notice. So we're going to talk a lot about that at 10 o'clock. But, guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
see which way we go. The first top of the morning topic. All right. We'll start with you guys. The Cubs beat the San Francisco Giants yesterday, 11-8. Big time win yesterday. Kyle Hendricks, the professor, was on the bump. He got no decision. He went 5 1/3, 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. Mr. Outcast himself, Heiya Suzuki, was 4 for 5 with a double, his 26th, the homer, his 16th. All he needed was a triple for the cycle. And 3 RBIs. He's driving in his 53rd, 54th, and 55th runs of the season. Yan Gomes, he was on fire yesterday as well. He was 3 for 4 with a double, his 17th, and driving in his 48th and 49th runs of the year. The man of the hours, Tower Power, too sweet to be sour. Chris Morrell. This kid is just you know how I feel about the Cubs. It's just so hard not to be happy for someone like him. It's just so hard to not root for a kid like that. It is. It's so difficult. When he plays baseball, he plays the game the right way, plays it with a youthful exuberance, when he plays it to win. That's really all it's about. You play to win. And I sound like Herb Edwards. You play to win the game. But that's what this kid does. It's about competing. It's about being the best. And you got a guy here who's very versatile and for whatever reason loves the dramatic. He loves the drama. He loves coming up in big situations. And for a kid who's that young, whose MLB career is just starting, he loves those situations. He looks comfortable in those situations. He thrives in those situations. And when he comes through, which he does a lot, he celebrates with the enthusiasm of a little leaguer. Levette, I will be okay, but after a couple years of therapy, I'll be fine. But not before then. Not before that. Oh. But I'm telling you, this Cubs team keep winning series. And they're going to continue to. The last series of the season is going to have a lot of meaning. The Cubs are 2.5 games back. And they go tonight. All right. They host San Fran again tonight for the finale of this series. All right. Jordan Wicks is on the bump for the Cubs. And the Giants have not yet named a starter. So, keeping it moving. The next top of the morning topic. My White Sox. Yeah. My White Sox. There's a shocker. The White Sox lose to the Royals 7-6. A walk-off balk. Carlos Santos had the bases loaded. Went to quick pitch. Didn't stop completely. That's a balk. Runners advance. Since the bases were loaded, they scored. Game, set, match. The White Sox are winning 6-0. The White Sox, let me say that again. The White Sox were winning 6-0. And if it wasn't for the Kansas City Royals, we would be in the bottom of our division. We are 33 games under 500. I wouldn't want to be near Kansas City. Kansas City, 52 games under 500. Let me repeat that again. Kansas City is 52 games under 500. that is by far, no, that's not by far. That's the second worst record. You're thinking, what? That's a 314 winning percentage. Oakland is 54 games under 500, which is why they're moving to Vegas. If it wasn't for teams like that, there'd be a lot more shit that the Sox would have to deal with. A lot more. And, you know, we're going to talk a little more about this ridiculous hire. But that's at 9:30. It's at 9:30. I mean, I almost don't even want to talk about it because I am so frustrated at and disgusted at the way that they treat their fans, the way they go about running an organization. It just bugs me to no end, as it does many Sox fans. But we will keep it moving. The next top of the morning topic, the sky. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. The Sky, they beat the Indiana Fever 96-69. Kalia Copper, she leads the way for the Sky. She had 25 points. Courtney Williams, 17 points, 8 boards. Marina Mabry, she dropped 17 points for the Sky as well. What they did with this victory is they put themselves in playoff position. Okay. That would be great. I think that'd be dope if they can make the playoffs with all that's going on with this guy that's happened to them this year, with 4 of their 5 starters leaving, with their coach bailing on them. For them to make the playoffs, I think would be great. And believe you me, I'm not delusional to think that they have any shot at the WNBA title. No. But just making the playoffs would be a great, great, great achievement for this team, who basically gut it. Take 4 or 5 starters, and then again, when their coach left, that bothered me. That really bothered me. And again, I don't know all the details about it, but to abandon your team in the middle after the season starts is cowardly to me. You don't like a situation at work? No problem. If you committed for 1 more year, then stick out the year. Okay, you abandon your players. You abandon your players when they needed you most. That's the way I see it. Taking a job in the NFL and NBA front office, and the season didn't start. It wasn't even started yet. You would have been done. It could have been. You could have stayed, and then maybe the last 3 or 4 games have an interim coach or whatever. But don't leave your team hanging like that. That's cowardly. That's crappy. Levette, no. Only time I'll go to the north side is to visit Junior. No, let me not say that. I come to the north side a lot, but I'm not rooting for that team. No, thank you. I may root for certain players, but I'm not rooting for that team. No. So, sorry. It's something happened here. Here's the next top of the morning topic. The Bears prepare for their week 1 matchup with the Packers. And let me tell you something. I'm fired up about it. This is a chance for the Bears to shut a lot of people up. And don't get me wrong, at 10 o'clock at the top of the hour, we'll delve deeper into it. because I do think the Packers present a big problem. I am concerned about the Packers. I'm concerned about this team that we're playing. All right, and everyone's talking about Justin Fields versus Jordan Love, and Justin Fields is better and he'll win. And I think that as well. But let's not take this. It's not a one-on-one matchup. It's not one-on-one basketball. Okay? So first and foremost, let's stop making this comparison, saying it's Justin Fields versus Jordan Love. It's not. The Bears versus the Packers. The Packers have a really good run game. The Packers have some continuity. Jordan Love has some continuity with Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs. Defense is where we can attack and we can harm them. So it's going to be an interesting game. But believe you me, I am concerned about this Packer team because, first of all, we hate them. And secondly, we're so happy to get Rodgers out of the division. Most people. You didn't know what they had left. And you're like, oh, well, Jordan Love sucks. Jordan Love this. Oh, you don't really know. We don't really know. But we're going to find out. I like what we're doing on our side for our team, for the Bears. I love what they're doing. And I anticipate a very big year for them. But as I said, I'm going to tell you about it at 10 o'clock. It's going to be a nice, you talk about a nice day. Whew. On Sunday, it's going to be 80. Come on, man. It feels like 72, 75. That'd be a perfect football weather. But 80, beautiful day for a game. Beautiful. Beautiful. So if you can make it out there to Soldier Field, do it. Do it. Do it. It's a late start. They're in the second round of games. 3:15. Okay. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch. You're going to see a lot of people show out week one. I think the Bears need to make a statement on Sunday. I think they need to make a statement Sunday, the following Sunday, and then week 3, make a huge statement. It's when they travel to Kansas City. But I digress. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to talk more Bears with you guys at 10 o'clock. But what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, folks, we'll come back with some baseball talk. So don't go anywhere, folks. And get your questions ready, baby. I want some of those questions in the chat. We'll talk about them. All right, so don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Moncada, 252 hitter, switch hitter up there left-handed.
That ball is pasted to right field by Yoan Moncada, and it is out of here with a splashdown and a 2-0 lead. Here is Corey Lee. Oh, Corey Lee got a hold of this one into left field, and there is his first home run. That's Andrew Vaughn for a second time. First pitch here, Andrew Vaughn pumps it to center. Waters back at the track, and this ball clears the fence. Andrew Vaughn put a hurting on that ball, and it's 6-0.
And that, I believe, is a career high for Andrew Vaughn. That's his 18th. He's now driven in 70 runs.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning at Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago. Those were the White Sox with a 6-0 lead. Seemingly insurmountable 6-0 lead. And they blew it. They blew it. Nothing more, nothing less. You know, it's you just wonder how many times. The thing is, you don't want to ask. You want to ask, but you're scared to ask. Like how many. How can the Sox lose today? Because you think you've seen pretty much all the ways they can lose, and they say, hold my beer. You think you've seen you felt heartbreak, and they say, hold my beer. Let's try this one on for size. Let's try this one on. All right. Sox are up 6-0. Now, granted, it wasn't a late inning comeback. Kansas City, they were coming back slowly but surely. In the bottom of the third, because we were in Kansas City. After it was 6-0, they scored one. It was 6-1. Bottom of the fourth, they scored 2. It was 6-3. Bottom fifth, another one, 6-4. Bottom sixth, another one, 6-5. And they scored 2 in the ninth. And I'm glad Steve-O didn't cut up and put. Actually, I wish he would have put it up in there. The balk off. You know, the one thing that I really would have liked, I wanted to talk about this Tim Anderson thing. You know, unfortunately, I am of the ilk that it's time for him to find somewhere else to play. I like Tim Anderson. I've liked Tim Anderson for a long time. But it's time. Okay? Unless you bring in a manager who garners respect, who has that gravitas when he walks in the clubhouse, you're going to need to trade all these people. White Sox are 53-86, 139 games. So 140 games, 82, so 43 games left. No. 130. Yeah, 139 games, 140. We play 180, 162. I'm sorry. It seemed too much. 162. So 23 games left. Why are you still out there? Why do you still have him out there? Okay. You know, it's funny how Jerry talks about, well, first of all, he skirted the issue. He didn't, the process. There's no interviewing, no looking at other people for GMs, no minority interviews, nothing. He just went with Chris Getz. Then Chris Getz leaves Pedro Grifol as managers. No interviews, no nothing. Let's not even a bullshit statement saying, you know what, we're going to look at everything when the season's over. Not even that. Not even that. You could have every intention of keeping Pedro Grifol, but just say, hey, we're going to look at everything when the year's over. Everything will be evaluated. I know you said, well, I'm going to bring in outside people. Why? Why would you not say that everything and everyone is going to be evaluated? But I digress. Then Jerry, for the first time in 8 years, 9 years, we heard him speak like, oh, he is still alive. Well, I mean, we knew that by the stupid moves that he allows to be made and hiring Tony La Russa, but I digress. When he says, I want to win now, I don't have much time left. So you want to win now, but you're going to put the team that you want to win now, because you don't have much time left, in the hands of a first-time general manager. Doesn't matter if, let me get to that. A first-time general manager. And the gentleman who was in charge of developing all these players. That was Chris Getz's job. He was director of the minor league system. And who have we developed? Who have we drafted and developed? Andrew Vaughn isn't where we'd like him to be. This is third season. Tim Anderson has gotten to that point, but seems to have regressed. So you got people talking out of both sides of their mouth. I want to win. I want to win now, but I'm going to keep the same fresh eyes, fresh perspective. I'm going to keep the same old. Meet the new general manager, same as the old. And then Chris Getz, whose track record as the director of player development is horrendous. You make him in charge of making moves. And then him, what managers could be available in the offseason? But you don't want to explore because Grifol's our guy. Really? You know, loyalty goes a long way, but not that long. Shouldn't go that long. If you're in charge of getting the best manager out there, then you open that search. You say everything is under evaluate. Everything will be evaluated this offseason. That's it. Tim Anderson. And here's the crazy part. Here's the culture that was set. Here is the culture that is set in the White Sox clubhouse. Corey Lee, the guy you just saw in the clips. His first game, Saturday, gets called up. First game. Gets benched. Gets benched because he didn't run out of pop-up. Gets benched. Let me ask you a question. What in God's name are you doing in the show your first day up and you don't hustle? You don't hustle. You better, if that ball pops up anywhere, you run it first. You should be that excited. And his explanation was he didn't know where the ball was. Well, then get to first and find out. His first game up, he gets benched for not hustling. And Grifol benches him. How about you send his ass down? That would be crazy. Set him down for 2 games or the minimum, and then call him back up. Say, next time we run up here, son. See the culture? You see? That's how you build a culture. Oh, your first day up, and you think it's okay for you to lollygag because you don't know where the ball's at? Well, you run your ass to first and find out, oh, you don't want to run to first. No problem. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have you go practice that back at AAA. That sends a message. That sends a message that people are held accountable. That sends a message that no bullshit will be tolerated. And you not benching him another game, you not sending him down, shows you're on some bullshit yourself. I know he had a home run yesterday, and that's fine. It's great. It's wonderful, fine and dandy. But it's a lot bigger than his first home run. The culture you're setting, the culture you have set, the culture you have allowed to grow and spread like mold is one that players cannot get away from fast enough if they're not stirring the pot. Middleton, when he found out he was traded, he shaved his beard. I believe it was in the White Sox locker room, in the clubhouse. When he found out he was traded to the Yankees, he understands their culture. He didn't wait to get home. He didn't go to he didn't do it at the airport. He didn't do it. He did it in the White Sox clubhouse, I believe. What is that telling you? He couldn't get out of there fast enough. You listen to all the stories, but yet you want to keep this manager around. The guy who's got no pull, no respect, but you still want us to go to the games. You still want us to pay $30 for parking. It'll probably be $32 next year. You still want us to pay for expensive tickets. You still want us to pay $13, $12, $13 for a beer. You still want us to pay $8, $9 for nachos. You still want us to pay $6, $7 for a damn hot dog. You still want us to do all that, but you aren't going to do this. You aren't going to give us a good product. You're going to give us a team that's half-assing it. I love the fact the other day that there were, I don't know what the paid attendance was or the actual attendance, because you still got season ticket holders and other things, people who don't go, but he's got your money already. But it was embarrassing looking in the stands the other day, and it looked like a Chicago Public League baseball game. A CPS baseball game. It should be CPL, but CPS, Chicago Public Schools. And I think fans should really, really, really consider boycotting. Do not go to that opening, the home opener, the opening series at home. Do not go. Do not go. Especially since they're playing, once the time for Sox Fest comes and goes, that should be the final nail in the coffin that you're not going to opening day. You know what I personally would love to do? I think I'll go and party with my people for opening day and for the home opener in the parking lot and then leave. I won't even park in the parking lot. I'll hop the bus on 35th. I'll park over off of 35th in Ashland, hop the bus, 35th Street bus, get on or get off, go party with them, hop back on a bus, go back home. Not even going to that stadium next year, especially since you canceled Sox Fest. So what do we have to look forward to? I'll tell you what's been somewhat nice. Yoan Moncada looks like he started to heat up, but it's frustrating because this dude is one of the most talented players in Major League Baseball, and he can't get it together between his ears. Can't. Tim Anderson, one of the most talented players in Major League Baseball, he's been showing it. This year was a down year. He's gonna have to show it next year, but I hope it's with someone else. A change of scenery will probably do him well. Eloy Jimenez, please let me get you in a training routine. Please. And if nothing else, just a flexibility routine. How to warm up. How to not pull your God-blessed hamstring every time you run down to first base. Lewis Robert, continue doing what you're doing. And I'm scared. I'm concerned with that. Because look at Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease was damn near untouchable last year. Here he gave up 2 homers, 3 homers. What? So there is a cesspool on 35th in Shields. Just a total garbage fire, dump fire. Horrible. On the north side, man, Justin Steele the other day, 8 innings, 12 punch outs, looking like a freaking stud, like a number 1 starter, like an ace. This Cubs team is, now look at the culture there. Look at the culture in that clubhouse. Look at the mentality of those players. They're all in. They're all on one page. They're all on the same page. Why? The manager. Manager set that culture up last year. You want to talk about culture? Look at Deion Sanders. You want to talk about culture? Look what he did. Look what he's doing at Colorado. Big upset over the team that was in the national champion runner-up last year in college football. I say that with an asterisk, but nonetheless. Culture. Which is why at the top of the hour, we're going to talk about the culture that was built, that's being built at 1920 Football Drive. All right, the Cubs are they're locked and loaded, baby. They are locked and loaded. They don't fear any deficit. 1 run, 2 run, 4 run. Who cares? We're fine. We can come back to win. And many times they do. They find a way. Don't worry about it. We got it. Don't trip. Because they believe. Because it's not over until 27 outs have been recorded. And they truly, truly have bought into everything Rossi has sold them. Everything. You got youngsters playing well. Oh, but that means they have to be developed. You got free agents playing well, playing very well. Dansby Swanson has been worth every dime. Cody Bellinger is going to make himself a whole lot of money. Hopefully for you Cub fans, it's with the Cubs. You have a good rotation, a good starting rotation that might get you to the second round. But let's be honest. You got many Cub fans who weren't expecting the playoffs anyway this year. Am I lying? Some were. Many weren't. I'd say most weren't. That's a rebuilding year. We kind of got to see what we got. We signed Bellinger. He's been hurt for the last couple seasons. All right, Trey Mancini, Eric Hosmer. We got guys, but we don't, is it going to be maybe we'll flirt with the wild card? They're flirting with the division. Now, not flirting. They're in contention for the division. In straight up contention. And here's the thing that I love about it. When they realize, and I don't want to call it a failure. I don't want to call these players a failure. If the moves you made didn't work out or didn't play out the way you anticipated, they move on from them. Eric Hosmer, gone. Trey Mancini, gone. If it doesn't work out the way that they anticipated going, you're gone. It's a results-based business. You're not producing the way we want, you're out. Period. End of story. Not personal, just business. It's a culture. You know that if you're a player, you know that. You're like, damn, these mugs are serious. I need to get on my P's and Q's because I need to mind my P's and Q's. Actually, do you know where that came from? I'm the king of useless information. But do you know where my P's and Q's, mind your P's and Q's? It came from across the pond. I want to say it was Ireland or Scotland, one of the countries on that island. So P's and Q's stands for quart, pints and quarts. So if you're getting a little too rowdy in the bar, getting loud, getting obnoxious, getting belligerent, that's kind of people. The bartender or other people will say, "Hey, mind your P's and Q's." Like, hey, you've had enough. You've had a little bit too much because you've had too many pints and quarts of beer. So someone says, "Mind your P's and Q's," like mind your own business. Like stay in your lane. All right, calm down, relax. That's what mind your P's. I was like, that's pretty dope because I had used a phrase before. I just never knew where it originated from, and now you guys do. But it's going to be fun for you Cub fans. I'm happy for some of you. All right, the finale today against the San Francisco Giants, as I mentioned. My White Sox, the finale today is in Kansas City. Who's going for the Sox? It don't matter. They're gonna embarrass us again. So who the hell cares? You know, the White Sox. Oh, Tuki Toussaint. First pitch at 6:40. That's on NBC Sports Chicago on the TV side, and AM 1000 on the radio side. Tuki Toussaint is 2-7 with a 4.87 ERA, is going up against Jordan Lyles, who's 4-15 with a 6.29 ERA. This guy's 4-15. I mean, pretty much twice as bad as Tuki Toussaint, who's 2-7. So we just got you talk about a crap matchup. This is hey, Justin, preach. But before you drop the cash, here's what you need to do. If Chris Getz is serious about getting outside help or making a change like he said he would, he needs to get good baseball people around him. He needs to get guys who are smarter than him around him. He needs to get guys who've been more successful in developing a minor league system than him around him. This is what he needs. And then rely on those resources. You should be asking them a hell of a lot more questions than they're asking you. Before you drop any more cash on anybody, get good baseball people around you. Smartest man in the room will always do something. If you're a boss, this is how you tell a boss who's very, very smart. He hires people smarter than him. Let me repeat that. A smart boss, a great boss, is a boss who will hire people smarter than themselves. Because you're not great at everything. If you're a boss, David Ross, okay, pitching, good. But there's a better pitching coach out there. Okay. Defense, good. He can set up a defense. He can work on defense. He can drill it. But there's a specialist out there. Go get him. Hitting instructors, good hitting instructors with good approaches at the plate. Go get him. Go get that person. Go get people who are the best available for those positions. Chris Getz, go get people who are a lot smarter than you in talent evaluation, in pitching, in defense. But nope, I don't think that's happening. I think this is going to be more of the same old. And then you wonder why Sox fans are pissed. And then you cancel Sox Fest so we can't bitch at you about all this bullshit. Justin said it right. Tired of the rebuilds, man. Tired. when you have 4 guys on this team who should be up for MVP conversation every single God-blessed year. Every single year. And they're not. Shawn, I don't know if I put this on the screen, but I'm going to put it up again. Strong culture goes a long way. It goes a long way. So, Cubs, you have a strong culture in that clubhouse. You have everybody on the same page in that clubhouse. You have veterans mentoring rookies. Rookies looking up to and taking the mentorship of the vets. Got a lot of everyone's contributing. Superstars, stars, role players. They're all contributing. And that's what's making this team competitive. That's what's making this team exciting for their fan base. That's what's making this team's hopeful. This team very hopeful for their fan base. Because they're there. They're 2.5 games out. 20-something games left. And the last 3 are against the team you are chasing. So if you get it within 3 games, say you're 2 games back, they only got to win 1, and you have to win all 3. Or say it's tied. How crazy would that be? Say it's tied. You win game 1, they win game 2. Now the rubber match falls to the final game of the season. But the fact is, you've been in playoff mode already. Milwaukee hasn't. Milwaukee's been trying to stave off people. But Milwaukee doesn't have to win right now. They're in the driver's. I shouldn't say that. They're in the driver's seat and they have to win to stay there. Because right now they're in the playoffs. You got teams like the Cubs who are trying to dethrone them. So, but Milwaukee's shown that they've been up to every challenge to this point. Up to the challenge. So that last series of the year is going to be insane. There's going to be a mass exodus of Cub fans from the north side to west side, up 94 for that 3-game series. Well, yeah, I would say so also, Junior, because the fact is you have the lead. You've had the lead, and a collapse of that lead would be catastrophic. I think they're in a situation, they're cool with it. What did they just win? Like 9 in a row? Yeah, they won 9 in a row before the Cubs beat them. 9 in a row. Down the stretch, in the dog days where you got a team who's trying to come and catch you and you win 9 in a row, hey, they're a well-coached team as well. They're a well-coached team also. Well, listen, let's take a quick break. Let's take another break. On the other side of the break, we're going to have some Bears talk. Get your questions, comments, smart-ass remarks ready, because I'm ready to go in on some people and give you, my assessment of how I think this is going to play out. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
To run for 17, back he goes. Here comes Chubb. There goes the ball. Touchdown! Jones will walk at the left tackle. Time for Fields. Now we will accelerate to get the first down. Great tackles, and he's off to the races. And we got a terrific block.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
So I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too. These new socks? They can be a real lifesaver.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
I don't want to play right now. Third and long, Allen against Stevenson. He held on to it. He's had a couple of shots in the preseason. Is the back next to him. From the 16-yard line, pressure coming and a lot of space for Fields. Nice cut. He got tripped up. But he's fake to Foreman. Good blitz pickup. Fields has time to deliver to DJ Moore, and he breaks away. This is what he does. Big gainer, DJ Moore inside the 35. Up Bears in the finale against Minnesota last year. Allen nearly ran into a sack. He gets rescued on the throw outside to Andy Isabella, and he gets hit by Stroman.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. Those are the Bears. Almost 2 weeks ago in their final preseason game against the Buffalo Bills. And there's some cause for concern for me. There's a couple things that I'm concerned about. There's a couple things that I think need to be addressed. All right. First and foremost is there's a couple things. One thing I saw with Justin Fields, and I'm concerned. I know it's been addressed by the coaching staff. I know it has. Okay. I know it's been addressed by it has to have been. There's one play where they're back close to their goal line. And it was a cover two. And the safety, they split the safeties. Safety came up the right. If you're facing the defense, the right safety came up on like a deep out route. The left safety was up, and Darnell Mooney was behind the right safety. Was it Darnell Mooney? I think so. Nonetheless, Justin Fields had a pretty clean pocket, and he needed to hit that throw. If he makes that throw, I feel a lot more comfortable. Okay? I feel a lot more comfortable with his choices. Now, trust me, that has been addressed. They saw it. They said, you got to stay on that pocket, or even if you just back up a step or two, because there was pressure coming from his right side. And which is why he backed up, went around to the right, and then took off. If he does that, I have the utmost confidence that he will have a good year. A very good year. And the other thing that concerns me is the offensive line. All right. That is a key thing. Like, we know he can escape. We know he can run. But for this offense to be working at its maximum capacity, the offensive line has to protect him, and he needs to hit some throws. He needs to attack with DJ Moore downfield. He needs to attack with Darnell Mooney downfield. He needs to attack with Chase Claypool in the red zone or on third downs. He needs to attack with his tight ends up the seam in the middle. He needs to attack with his running backs as checkdowns. And he needs time for a lot of these things. You know, the first, did I put it in here? I don't know. I did not. You know, the first play of the game I talked about earlier, the first play of the game against the Bills was one that I was not happy about. All right, not happy about it at all. And it was a run play. It was a stretch to the left. Okay. And in this on this play, there was one it was evident. It is, oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire. It just, here we go. Here we go. The line of scrimmage was set. See, as a defensive line coach, offensive line coach, and as you well know, everything is won up in the trenches. Okay? Everything is won in the trenches. And if there's an issue, here's what I'm talking about. Nope, wrong one. Here. Here's the play that I'm talking about. This is, look at 14 minutes, 52 seconds, first quarter, first play of the game, 1st and 10, first play of the game. Look at the black line of the 20. That is where the line of scrimmage is. Look at the Buffalo Bills. All of their feet are on the other side of the 20. This is where I'm having a cause for concern. Okay, look at the backside linebacker on the hash. All right, looks like there's a Cody Whitehair. He's coming up to the backer, and then the backside backer. The backside backer is so. Look at the backside backer. This is play one. How can everything else, your offense is predicated on this, on running the football. It's predicated on that. So this is where my cause for concern is. And mind you, this is one snapshot. It's one snapshot. It's not the whole game. I get it. I understand. However, this can't happen on a consistent basis. Because one, now the running back has to make a move behind the line of scrimmage. You have a will linebacker coming free. So if you see at the bottom of the screen, looks like number 55. He's got contain. So Khalil Herbert wants to bounce it out. Now it's going to give the rest of the defense more of a chance to get there. And this Buffalo Bills defense is fast. Now you're going to play against a lot of fast defenses. Buffalo's defense is good. They're good. Let's not get it twisted. Good. But this is something that we can't have. This cannot happen on a regular basis. This can't. And here's another one. And here's what I need. Look at that. Nice, clean pocket. You got 4 guys rushing. No problem. What I would like to see is Cole Kmet come back for the ball as opposed to just standing there. But Justin Fields needs this type of protection. If you can give Justin Fields this type of protection, look at nice and clean. Was it 68 or 58? That Darna looks like the center. Yeah, it's the center. All right, he's got the guy. It's nice, clean pocket for Justin Fields. This is the type of pocket Justin Fields needs. And here's why this type of pocket is so important. Look up the middle. If for whatever reason Justin decides not to throw it, he's got a lane. He's got a lane. Even if he just steps up. Because remember, the 20-yard line is the line of scrimmage. So he could throw from the 20-yard line. Or from the, just pass this outside the 20. From the 20, between the 20 and 21, he can throw the ball. But him stepping up is going to make everybody in the backfield or in the secondary, especially the linebackers at second level, run forward, which may open a window. But look at the pocket. Look at the clean pocket he's got. This is what he needs this season. Those are my 2 concerns. My concern on defense is the D-line. Can they generate pressure? I'm hoping. I think with the additions that they had, that they added, that they will. I was on a podcast last night, and one of the hosts just doesn't believe, and I'm like, okay. I said, look, here's the thing that I'm trying to tell you, trying to get you to understand, is that Chicago Bears had, 14 interceptions last year? How much pressure did they get from the defensive line? None. But yet, pass breakups and 14 interceptions the Bears got last year with no help from the defensive line. So now, is it, and I asked the host, I'm like, is it safe to say that they've upgraded? They've gotten better? Yes or no? He's like, well, they're not. I said, no. I said, that's not my question. The question is, did they upgrade? You got Billings, who is a run stopper at the nose, the one tech. You got Justin Jones that you signed last year. You drafted 2 rookies. Because you know Yannick Ngakoue is going to get around the corner. And the quarterback's going to have to step up. Just step up just to avoid the pressure. Okay? So now, are we going to be able to collapse the pocket? That is the question. If we can collapse the pocket, if we can get a push and not get pushed from one side to the other, the Bears will have a good shot. A good shot of being a dominant defense. Because that the second and third level that they've added to or rebuilt, the linebacking core, is much improved. And there's so many people who are against, oh, well, you know, I only see 5 wins, 6 wins. Like I just don't. And here's the thing. I love when they say, I've been in this town too long. I'm like, well, you can't go off of past failures. You have to go off of now. What are you seeing now? Do you see a shift in culture? First and foremost, yes or no? I think the answer is yes. Have you seen an influx of talent? Has he changed over the roster? Have you seen an influx of talent of people on the roster now? Yes or no? Look at all the guys they signed. The RAS score, the relative athletic score, it was all 8+. Meaning they drafted and brought in a whole bunch of athletic young men. Did they address every need that they needed this offseason? The answer is yes. Now, you may not have gotten a gold jacket at that spot or an all-pro, but you addressed that need. The 3-tech, yes, Javon Dexter and Zach Pickens. Then 1-tech, you got Billings. The edge, you got Yannick Ngakoue. Edge, you got Walker. So you addressed every issue that you had. Now to upgrade. So addressing this, you're anticipating that these guys are better than the people that you let go. So if they're better than the people you let go, they're going to give us more of a pass rush than the people did last year, the defensive line. You would assume, you would imagine. And if you increase that pass rush or increase the pressure this year with an improved linebacking core, a more athletic linebacking core, with a guy in Tremaine Edmonds who can run down the middle of the field with tight ends, a more experienced or a second year, more comfortable Jaquan Brisker, Eddie Jackson, entire secondary, and they got 14 interceptions last year without this. Can you imagine them not getting? I can't even picture them not getting 14 interceptions this year. So that defense is going to be better. I'm not putting them in the top 10. I'm not putting them with the 85 Bears or the Purple People Eaters or the Steel Curtain or the Ravens or the 2000s. I'm not putting them there. I'm saying they are better. But Bears fans, as we so eloquently discussed, are full of PTSD. Like, well, all the other Bears teams did this, so they're going to do this too. Really? Really? So you're going to base the 2023 Bears off of Bears from seasons prior? That's what you're going to do? That's what you want to do? Base it off seasons prior, which some of these guys weren't even part of the organization. The head coach and general manager weren't part of the organization, but you're going to compare this team to other teams with different GM, different head coach, different players, and say, well, they did this in those years, so they're probably going to do this year. Does that make any sense? And you're still going to fall back, well, no, it doesn't, but. This Bears team is going to be something to believe. I did see that, Junior. Roshan Johnson changed his number to Michael Jordan. Devin Hess. 23. That's cool. I didn't like 30. 30 looks good on certain people. It didn't look good on Rojo. It didn't look good on him, in my opinion. It didn't look good on him. But 23, it's a good number. My question is this. Why not? Why can't the Bears go from worst to first again, like they did in 2017 to 2018? Why not? Why can they not do that? Why can't Justin Fields have a great jump like Jalen Hurts, like other quarterbacks? Why not? Why? Why not? Because here's the thing that, again, most people are just choosing to overlook. The work that this guy's put in is something we haven't seen from the quarterback position, is something we haven't seen here in a long, long time. A long, long time. And it's not as if we're getting a guy who started 12 games. We're getting a guy who started 2 years at Ohio State, college football playoffs both years, national championship game senior year. So we're talking big-time moments. 2 Big Ten championship games, 2 college football playoffs, 1 national championship game. This guy's been in big-time games. And he's been a winner. He's been successful. I know they lost the national championship game, but it wasn't a one-year wonder. They were in the playoffs both years he was there. Since high school, this guy has been a winner. And some of the people that are complaining about Justin Fields not being the guy we're happy that they got him when they drafted him. Like, we finally got a quarterback. I'm like, yes, you do. Yes, we do. But some people that just want to be contrarian, negative Nancy, whatever you want to call it. Look at the type of players that this organization, that this front office is bringing in. First of all, they didn't bring in Justin Fields. But look what they had when he got here. This is a guy who works hard, first in, last out. This is a guy who's got guys flying around the country to work with him and build chemistry and rapport. This is a guy who's one of the captains on this team. Because his teammates feel he is one of their best leaders. Tremaine Edmonds, you see on the left, with the dreads hanging out, the braids hanging out of his helmet. In the back, number 2, that's DJ Moore. Upper right, Eddie Jackson. And taking center stage is Justin Fields. You think they would have voted him captain if they didn't trust him? If they didn't see the work he's put in all off season? You think? You know, I would just like it if you gave this team the benefit of the doubt. You've seen changes, and it's, of course, you can say, well, they lost 14 games. They had a 10-game losing streak. Yes, they did. But numbers can be manipulated any way you want if you want to prove your agenda or support your agenda. They did lose 10 games in a row to finish the season last year. But they also traded one of the best linebackers in the country in Roquan Smith. They gutted that defense and traded Bobby Quinn, Puerto Rican Bobby. Didn't re-sign Akeem Hicks. They didn't re-sign a lot of their other players from the year before. It was tank mode. They wanted to make this defense so horrible that they had the number 1 pick, and they got it. Thanks to our coach, still our coach, always our coach, Lovie Smith. So it wasn't a regular season last year. They tanked to get that number 1 pick. And now that they got it, now they've used it. They got DJ Moore, they got draft picks, Darnell Wright. But for the love of God, why don't you believe one time that a team can do well? Why don't you believe that a team is doing everything the right way? From the head coach to the front office. And notice this is different. Look at the talent that there's around. People are so used to putting them down. It's natural for them now. They are and will always be Meathead fans. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's simple to do that. And everybody does it. So you know what? You're with the cool kids. Like, oh yeah, cool. I think they're gonna suck too. Me too. Let's go have a beer. But look what they're doing. Look what they're building. Look how they're building. All right, you stayed away from Jalen Carter, who's having a phenomenal preseason so far with the Eagles. Why? Because character matters. They're getting great people, great young men in here, in addition to great football players. They want guys with motors to stop. And if that's the case, you know Jalen Carter would have been perfect for this team just on that alone. But diving deeper, he didn't have the infrastructure to help him out like he does in Philly, which would allow him to bloom better, brighter. I use this analogy all the time. If Patrick Mahomes was drafted by the Bears instead of Mitch Trubisky, would he be the Patrick Mahomes today? I think unequivocally the answer is hell, Mickey Ficky, no. Imagine Matt Nagy going to work on him and ruining his confidence. Imagine that. So the culture is huge. Culture is paramount. Culture might be the most important building block for a team. The most important. Because you have talented guys, but there's no culture. You have talented guys, but they're not on the same page. They're selfish. Then you have our Chicago White Sox. Real talk. You know, I'm looking at how well this team can do. Derrick Rose said it years ago. Why can't I be the youngest MVP of the league? Why not? Why not? Why can't this team win the division and make the playoffs? Why not? Basketball's a team game as well. And he's not going to get it just scoring points. I mean, maybe you could. But he also had assists. He had rebounds. He had good defensive stops. The year he won the MVP. I'm talking Derrick Rose. So why can't? And I hope that's the message that Coach Eberflus is telling these people. First of all, stay off of social media if you can. Secondly, if you choose not to, cool. But believe in yourself. Why can't we? Why can't we be atop the division at the end of the? Why can't we beat Green Bay? Why can't we beat Tampa Bay? Why can't we beat Kansas City? Why can't we? So what happened? It happened when Derrick Rose. Why not? He said, why not? Why not the Bears? Why not them? Why not when they've already got a coach who knows how to coach, who demands the best out of his players, there's repercussions, there's accountability for his players who stray off the path. Why not? Why not? All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, I want some of your questions. Bring them, baby. Bring some of your questions, comments, minus remarks. We'll talk about them. We'll close out the show that way, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being in the press box. I'm looking forward to watching this Bears win. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting on the field and doing some post-game work. All right? So listen, more Bears talk and get your questions together. Coming back. We're closing out the show like that, so don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Off the fake. Fields against the grain. Finds Jesse James. Field. With time. Delivers down the field. And Cowboys. Still running. Big one way. Fields stumbling. Trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown.
operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushrooms.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
Do you know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Okay, is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
There you go. Sorry. A lot of potential this season. Okay. And I think it's time to look at the possibilities. Not saying, well, I'm so traumatized with this team. They always do this. They always do that. They always do this. They always do that. It'll make your season a lot more enjoyable. Because let me tell you something. They're going to have bad losses. They're going to make mistakes. I hate to break it to you. No one's ever played a perfect game. No player, no team. Not even the 72 Dolphins. So let's not jump back into, oh man, see, come on, he should have hit him. He's horrible. Come on, I told you that's why they're not going to win. It's football. It's football. Pardon me. It's football. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be an overthrow here, an underthrow there, a drop ball here. It's just that it can't be consistent. It can't be. The great ones overthrow receivers. The great receivers drop passes. The great running backs fumble the football. The great O-linemen miss blocks. The great linebackers miss tackles. The great defensive backs drop interceptions. It's football. And no one is perfect. But if we see the continued growth, we see this, then stay on that path. See, it's just as easy for you to say, oh, they're doing well. Yep, they had one bad play. No problem. We'll get back to it. As it is for you to say, oh, they're horrible. They're horrible. Well, look, they just had one good play. It's about time. But I'm expecting them to do more bad stuff. Let's make this season fun. Let's make it enjoyable. Because I'm telling you what, I'm really hoping that the season plays out in a way that a lot more people don't believe. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. People are so... And I understand. I get it. I'm a Bears fan. I'm a Sox fan. Believe you me, I get it. I get it. I'm a Chicago fan, hell. But let me tell you something. Here's the thing that I see that many of you may not. I see the way that this thing is being built. I see and I understand that the way it's being built is the correct way to build a franchise, a team. You get the culture established. Year one. Poles and Eberflus did that last year. You get out players who you don't like, who don't fit your system, that you just don't want for whatever reason. They did that. You bring in a whole bunch of people who have all the traits that you want to coach or you want to be in this organization. They did that. They were even productive last year. They just couldn't come up with the wins. How many one-score games did we lose last year? 7? 7 one-score games. And you don't make me go back into all of them. I'll give you a couple. The Miami, the bobble by Darnell Mooney at the goal line. Smith-Merced or whatever from the Vikings, who played for the Vikings, was with us last year. Instead of getting out of bounds, try to win the game himself, fumbled the ball. Game over. The Dolphins, we missed the extra point. Carlos Santos misses the extra point. Come on, man. This team, with nothing around it, as they gutted it, Justin Fields was still leading them to within one score of a tie or a victory. The energy, the focus, Nomad, you said it personally, the swag that this defense has is one that I haven't seen here in a long time. In a long time. Now, when defenses get that swag, get to talking, get to acting a little loud and brash and bold and in your face, they know something's going on. They know they're in the middle, or they're about to start a memorable season. When you're on great teams, you know it. You feel it. Why do you think they have that swag? And the thing is, it's not fake. It's not phony. It's not produced. It's not a facade. It's not. Look at the rookie, Tyreek Stevenson. He should have had 3 picks this preseason. But I'll tell you what, I would rather him drop the first 2 and make the last one as opposed to the other. Going into the season, now you're questioning yourself psychologically. It might take a toll on you. Like, man, I dropped the last 2. I got to get one. Now he's going into the season saying, I got one. Let me get more. The mindset is everything for this Bears team. Which is why my concern is this offensive line. Can we run block? The original starting 5, we could. But now injuries have taken a toll before we get to game 1. Tevin Jenkins is going to be out a couple of games. Cody Whitehair's injured. Doug Kramer, backup center, is injured. Lucas Patrick, he didn't play very well. What's the deal with Nate Davis? Your high-priced $30 million over 3 years your free agent offensive guard. What's his deal? Darnell Wright got injured in the last game. Oh, mind you, he should be healthy for week 1. Nate Davis should be healthy and ready to go for week 1. No, they signed Feeney off of waivers. Alden Park kid from Sandberg High School. You know the one person we haven't mentioned? And I think this goes to show you the scouting ability of Ryan Poles and his people. Well, actually, this wouldn't be his people. This would be the previous regime's people. Braxton Jones. No one's mentioned him. No one said, well, I hope he's having an issue with anchoring. Oh, he got around Darnell or Braxton Jones on that one. Come on. We haven't said that once in all 3 preseason games, have we? Have we? He's nimble as a cat still. He's gained some strength. He's gained strength. He hasn't lost his foot speed, his footwork. Being in Chicago, you better have some good footwork. And yet we haven't mentioned him. Why? Because he's just doing his job quietly. And that, my friends, is awesome. But yeah, I'm a little concerned. Just concerned. That and because that takes care of the run game. Give me the run game. If we have, I'm telling you, we start running this ball. Watch out. The leap for Justin Fields will be huge if we run this ball. And him not being the leading rusher. That's the one thing. I don't want him to be the leading rusher. He might be the second leading rusher just because of his ability to make plays and big plays. Cool. But even if, there's just too many good backs. But we need to run this ball. And I think we were talking about last night in the podcast I was on. I think one of the things we need to hold accountable and now look at. Now we need to look. All right, now it's your time. All right, everybody's talking about all the haters and everything. All right, Justin, no more excuses. No more excuses for Justin Fields. Bad line, no receivers. Those weren't excuses. Those were legitimate reasons why he didn't do well. They couldn't create separation. They couldn't get open. He was running for his life. Those are not excuses. Those are reasons that he could not perform well. But you know who's on the hot seat now? Technically, they're not going to be, but is Luke Getsy. Alan Williams. You got offensive weapons now, Getsy. How creative can you get? You've got defensive weapons now, Coach Williams. How creative can you get? Can you dial up a crazy exotic blitz on third down that people haven't seen before with some studs? Are you going to put in a NASCAR package? Are you going to put pressure on teams various ways? Or put it this way, how are you going to put pressure on teams? Because you have the talent, you have the athletes, you have the studs from last year and this year, the new draft class. Luke Getsy, how much are you going to use that speed and yak, yards after catch, with these speedy receivers? There's a difference when you throw the deep ball. Okay? And they catch the pass. It hurts the defense, but they can shake it off. What kills the defense, and you guys in the chat, if you're a defensive player, you let me know if I'm wrong, is when they catch the ball and they run for 30 yards after. A 30-yard bomb sucks, but all right, come on, don't worry about it. But if he catches a 3-yard pass and takes it 30, psychologically, that's more damaging. Am I wrong? Who in here played defense? Who in the chat played defense? Yeah, you're sick of the narrative. He doesn't have any more excuses. Like, they actually know what. Yeah. But again, it's easy to say that because this is how people who aren't very, very experienced or knowledgeable in football at a high level think. And when you try to tell them, their ignorance is bliss. Like, well, there's no excuse. This guy. All right, cool. But there are legitimate reasons. Not excuses, reasons. So what are you looking for? I need that offensive. I need the line of scrimmage controlled. And I think that Buffalo team, it was a great, great test for this Bears team. And you realize you went up like, oh, snap, this is a legitimate defensive line. This is a legitimate defensive line. It's a great litmus test. This is it. They got 1 yard in the backfield. Again, look at this. All the feet of the Buffalo Bills defensive line are on the other side of the 20. Now, this is a great coaching point. This is great film to watch. Say, hey, look, when I'm telling you to come off the ball, this is what I mean. This is not what I mean, and this is why I tell you to come off the ball, because we can't live 1 yard in the backfield. They can't live 1 yard in our backfield. So it was a good litmus test, a good barometer for Chris Morgan, the offensive line coach. And if things progress the way that they have, once they make an adjustment, once they see something, they make an adjustment and it works out pretty well. Remember after the bye, the mini bye after the Thursday game, they was 4 or 5 straight 30-point games. They let Justin kind of run and use his athletic ability. Remember all that? Well, then they're gonna address that as well. But that's what I want to see first and foremost. Get me control of that offensive line. Because if you can, we're going to put up some points, damn it. We're going to put up a lot of points. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of guys who, the Bears, I'm on their bandwagon again. Like, fool, please. Get off. Get your... But that's what I want to see. I want to see a commitment to the run. I want to see some smash mouth football. And the more we smash you and punch you in the mouth, guess what? That's going to open up tons of holes between that second and third level for Justin Fields to go to work, for DJ Moore to go to work, for Darnell Mooney to go to work. for Tyler Scott to go to work, to Robert Tonyan and Komet Cole for them to go to work. It's okay. We're telling you, we see how this team has gotten better. You've seen how this team's gotten better. You just don't want to admit it. You just want to, it's easier to fall back on the Bears have always done this, so they're going to let us down again. Nope. Not this year. And here's the crazy part. This is not even as good as they're going to get. We're on that path. Because let me ask you a question. How many football people do you know who do these shows that said they like where the Bears are going? How many people in the NFL who Justin Fields has to play are concerned about the Bears? These are players, these are their colleagues, these are their peers, these are the guys that they're going to be lining up against on Sunday. They're concerned about the Bears. They're concerned about Justin Fields. So if you don't want to listen to me, who's played football for a long time and coached it for a long time, you don't want to listen to anyone else who has played football at a high level or coached it at a high level. Listen to the players that he's playing against. Listen to his opponents. Listen to them. They understand who he is, and what he can do. You don't want to listen to me? Fine. Listen to his opponents. Listen to his opponents. Because they're not going to bullshit you. They have no agenda. They're not going to sit there and talk great about a guy if he sucks. Believe you me. On the contrary, with Twitter, with everything else, hell no. They're like, oh, we ate his lunch. Look at all the respect Justin Fields has garnered from his peers, fellow NFL players. If that doesn't cause you to rethink your position on, the Bears are going to be okay, and nothing will, then you just want to be a grumpy old bastard. And it's fine. Stay the hell away from me. I don't need that type of negativity in my life. So I was wondering, can't even keep a straight face. I was wondering what the people in the press box will say when I go in there with my Bears chain and the big Bears logo hanging from my neck. You can't wear that in there. I know. I understand. I'm just saying. Yeah, you know what? I still don't like that cut because there's a room for him on the squad. There's room for him. And there's two things. One, the physicality that he's lacking can be addressed in the weight room. Okay. Two, this guy was making plays. This guy was making plays. This guy had 3 sacks in those 3 preseason games. This guy was making plays. And your biggest thing was playmakers. Your biggest thing was getting that ball, getting the ball on the ground. That was your biggest thing on defense. And he did that, and you cut him. That was a bad move by the Bears. That was a bad move by the Bears. Because you mean to tell me you couldn't put him in packages, in passing down packages? He couldn't be part of your NASCAR package? Him and Ngakoue coming off the corners? Come on, man. Him and Ngakoue coming off the corners on 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 12? That might be the first mistake I think that this front office makes. Is cutting Terrell Lewis. I think that's the first mistake, and it could be a costly one. No, I agree. No, what I'm saying is on passing downs, like turn him loose. There's things on the run where he needed help. No problem. Another year in the weight room, because he looked like a skinnier version, just physically, of Khalil Mack. Very athletic, very this, but he didn't have enough weight in his ass. No problem. Get your ass in the weight room. Get your ass in the weight room. And some people have a problem maintaining mass and weight. Believe me, one, I'm not that person. As for starters. But two, I played every level that I played in college, in high school, in college, professionally. There were guys who just couldn't keep on weight. Like, man, if you just had 10 more pounds or 15 more pounds, how much more dominant you'd be. Maybe he's one of those guys. I don't know. But you can't tell me that there's no way that you couldn't use this guy. Come on. Come on. I told you, like our Mark Anderson from the 06 team, passing downs only. If that's all you're in, passing downs, and you give me 6 sacks throughout the season on just passing downs, no, I hear you. As far as he's a more complete player, but if you're a one-trick pony and that one trick is pretty darn good, you may want to keep him around. Yeah. Man, well, listen, 2 hours is come and gone. I'm fired up. I love talking to you guys. We'll be back on Friday. My guy, Jared Payton, I talked with him yesterday. He's going to join us on Friday at 10 o'clock, so make sure you tune in. I'll set up an event. It'll be all nice and pretty and everything. But Jared's going to join us at 10 o'clock, probably till 10:30. He said he's got something to do at 11. So 10 to 10:20, 10:30, somewhere in there. I told him 10:20, but when we get start talking, Jared and I get to talking football, man, he just goes on. I'm like, oh, damn, I got to run, because it's just tough to curtail it. But Jared Payton will be on Friday, 10 o'clock, so make sure you rejoin us at that particular point. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, all right, Elliot Baez, our executive producer, Clarence Council, our social media guy, my co-host in absentia, Maya. I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. We're going to replay this. This is going to be replayed today at 4 o'clock. And then coming up at 12:15 today, because they weren't on Monday, Second City Sports, they will be on today with Lakina and Sydney Brown. Lakina McGee and Sydney Brown. So we have a whole bunch of Chicago sports talk from here at Sports Zone Chicago. All right. It'll be, as I said, it'll be replayed in the afternoon. So if you miss it, you want to check it out again, please feel free to do so. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, my sports owners, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm grateful that you join us and you follow and you rock with us. All right. I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. I am out.